Amber Heard makes rare comments about brutal legal battle with ex-Johnny Depp. It was one of the most talked about celebrity legal battles in modern history. A courtroom drama that captivated millions. A case that blurred the lines between Hollywood glamour, social media spectacle, and deeply personal allegations. At the center of it all were two actors once considered one of the industry's most striking couples, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Their relationship began with romance. It ended in allegations of abuse, defamation lawsuits, televised testimony, and a divided global audience. Now, years after the dust settled in court, Amber Heard has made rare public comments about what she describes as a brutal legal and personal battle. Tonight, we explore what Amber Heard has said, how the legal fight unfolded, why the case became such a cultural phenomenon, and what it all means today. This is not about picking sides. It's about understanding the human story behind the headlines. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp met on the set of the 2011 film The Rum Diary. At the time, Depp was one of Hollywood's most recognizable actors, known for roles in Pirates of the Caribbean, Edward Scissorhands, and countless others. Heard, younger and rising in the industry, was building her career with roles in films like Pineapple Express and Drive Angry. Their chemistry turned into a relationship. They married in 2015. But within just 15 months, the marriage collapsed. In 2016, Heard filed for divorce and requested a restraining order. She alleged domestic abuse. Depp denied the allegations. The divorce was finalized later that year. A joint statement at the time said their relationship was intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love. The public believed the story was over. It wasn't. In 2018, Amber Heard wrote an op-ed for The Washington Post. In the article, she described herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. She did not name Johnny Depp directly, but Depp later argued that the article implied he was an abuser and damaged his reputation and career. In 2019, Johnny Depp filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit against Heard. Heard countersued for $100 million. And what followed would become one of the most widely watched civil trials in modern U.S. history. The trial took place in 2022 in Fairfax County, Virginia. For 6 weeks, the world watched. Live streams drew millions of viewers daily. Clips flooded TikTok. Memes spread across every platform. The courtroom became content. Both Depp and Heard testified in detail about their relationship. Allegations included physical violence, emotional abuse, substance use, career damage, psychological trauma. Each side accused the other of lying. Support for Johnny Depp online was overwhelming and highly visible. Supporters gathered outside the courthouse daily. Amber Heard faced intense online criticism, including harassment and mockery across social media platforms. In June 2022, the jury delivered its verdict. Depp won on 3 counts of defamation. Heard won on 1 count in her countersuit. Damages were awarded to both, but Depp received significantly more. In December 2022, the case was settled. Heard agreed to pay $1 million, which Depp later said he would donate to charity. Legally, the battle ended. Publicly, it continued after the verdict. Amber Heard largely stepped away from the spotlight. She relocated to Europe and maintained a low public profile. But in rare interviews and comments, she has spoken about how she views the trial and its aftermath. In a televised interview shortly after the verdict, Heard described the trial as humiliating and dehumanizing. She said she felt that social media played a massive role in shaping public opinion. She characterized the experience as overwhelming, saying that online commentary often mocked her testimony. Heard has also expressed concern about what the case represents more broadly. In interviews, she suggested the verdict could discourage people from speaking out about abuse, particularly when facing powerful or beloved public figures. She described the process as re-traumatizing. More recently, sources close to Heard have indicated she is focused on raising her daughter and rebuilding her life outside of Hollywood's spotlight. Her rare public appearances have been subdued, far from the intensity of the courtroom months. Johnny Depp has maintained that the lawsuit was about restoring his reputation. He has said he felt compelled to clear his name for his children. After the trial, Depp returned to public performances and film projects. He received standing ovations at film festivals. Supporters framed the verdict as vindication. Critics, however, argued the case highlighted deeper issues about public perception and online influence. This case wasn't just a legal battle. It was a social media event. TikTok creators analyzed facial expressions. YouTube channels live-streamed commentary. Twitter threads dissected every word. The trial became entertainment for many viewers. Legal experts have noted that this level of exposure was unprecedented for a defamation case. It raised questions. Should high-profile civil trials be live-streamed? How does online virality influence jury perception? What responsibility do platforms hold? For Amber Heard, the online response was often described by analysts as disproportionately negative. For Johnny Depp, online narratives largely leaned supportive. Regardless of perspective, the scale of digital involvement changed how celebrity trials are experienced. Amber Heard has since kept her life private. Reports indicate she has focused on motherhood and selective creative projects. She has not engaged in prolonged media tours. Johnny Depp continues working in film and music, though his career trajectory remains different from before 2016. Both have, in different ways, attempted to move forward. But the case remains one of the most dissected legal disputes in celebrity history. At its core, this wasn't just a trial about defamation. It was about reputation, power, public opinion, and how modern media reshapes personal conflict into global spectacle. Amber Heard's rare comments reveal someone who describes the process as painful and transformative. Johnny Depp's position remains that the lawsuit was necessary for his truth. The court delivered its verdict. But the cultural conversation continues. In an age where every moment can be clipped, shared, memed, and judged, the Heard-Depp trial may stand as a turning point. Not just for them, but for how we witness and participate in public conflict. When the verdict was read in Virginia, the courtroom fell silent. But online? It exploded. Within minutes, hashtags trended globally. Clips of testimony were reposted millions of times. Reaction videos flooded YouTube. TikTok creators stitched courtroom footage into dramatic edits. For many observers, this was the first trial consumed almost entirely through social media filters. Amber Heard became the subject of countless viral memes. Some mocked her facial expressions. Others questioned her testimony. Supporters argued she was being unfairly targeted. Johnny Depp, meanwhile, was widely celebrated online. Supporters framed him as vindicated, a man who had reclaimed his narrative after years of public scrutiny. But media scholars later noted something significant. The digital response was not evenly distributed. Studies examining hashtag engagement and video metrics suggested pro-Depp content vastly. And if you want more deep dives into major cultural moments, don't forget to subscribe.